For a long fucking time, a lot of console wars are retarded these days, but for a long time, Xbox was copping shit from PlayStation people to be like, hey, you're just a fucking third party. PlayStation has exclusives. But Sony wants to bring PlayStation games beyond PlayStation hardware, including to Xbox. Sony is hiring for a new position that will help expand PlayStation's reach beyond PlayStation hardware. According to a job listing, Sony is working to bring PlayStation games to platforms such as Steam, Epic Game Store, Nintendo, mobile, and yes, Xbox. You are a third party now, all right?
Good.
The role,
Good.
yeah, I'm all for this. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for this, but you are a third party now. The role as a senior director of multi-platform and account management will report directly to Sony's vice president. Sony says the senior director will play a critical leadership role in shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studio software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware, including everything we just said, which once again, Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. The overview continues. This role is accountable for optimizing title profitability, ensuring cross-functional alignment, and leading a high-performing team focused on multi-platform expansion and mid-range commercial planning and platform partner management. As far as the responsibilities for the job, Sony says that the person will oversee out-of-year, mid-range commercial strategy for PlayStation Studio titles across all non-PlayStation platforms, driving a long-term revenue growth and audience reach. Yes, you are now a third party. So, to all the PlayStation people that were very, very upset at one of their more recent state of plays because there was no exclusives, get used to it. That's just how it is now. Everything that you made fun of Xbox for, and fair enough, is now right here in front of you. You're the same now.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a truly party publisher. We haven't had that for years. Nintendo themselves, even publishing games on mobile, that's technically a third party, although they do way less of that than anyone else. Yeah, this is the nature of the way things are going. People want what they want on the system they want. They're not going to go and buy your special box that is effectively the same as the other special box just because you tell them, marketing type of tactics like they did back in the day, right? Like, there was Sega does what Nintendo don't, that type of stuff. There was always that competition. People, I think people are a little bit more wiser to it. There is still some of that, especially with kids. Kids will see something they like and they want that. So there is still a place for consoles. I'm not one of those people who's like, PC only, baby. Burn the consoles, burn them down. Sony must collapse and become a fucking shellfish company or some bullshit.
I think the problem was moving to x86 and then also this normalizing, and Microsoft and Sony both did it with, normalizing unsustainable budgets with games. And then additionally, we're not really seeing, the people that are making consoles doing anything special with the hardware. Sony kind of does with the DualSense controller, but you can also connect that controller to a PC. It's not restricted to the console itself. So if they were to sell Astrobot on PC, they could require you to need that peripheral in order to play it, or bundle it with a DualSense.
Yeah, I think it is pretty funny that all the Sony people got kind of cocked by their own boys. Hey, I will say it wasn't as bad as seeing Xbox people cry in fucking cars. It hasn't been that level of bad, but it is pretty funny to be like, yes. Well, fuck, I might just go steal a car and cry for no reason. We haven't seen that level of craziness yet, but it is pretty funny to see. PlayStation people were bagging on them, and yeah, it's kind of come back now. But the thing is, if you were following both Xbox and PlayStation, you kind of knew this was coming. So I actually don't know why PlayStation fans are so surprised, if I'm being honest.
Because they're retarded. But no, you're right. All the evidence was there, man. Every time you looked at best PlayStation sellers, you're like, it was an Xbox or a Microsoft-owned game. Yeah, Stellar Blade came out, a month ago, and on PC, it beat PlayStation within a week.
And also, games coming to PC are just a little bit quicker each release. You go from fucking the first God of War, how long that took. Then Ragnarok was way quicker. Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? It was each release was getting on PC just that little bit quicker as well. There was so much evidence of Helldivers. Yeah. Exactly, and that sold very well,
Mhm.
right? There was just so much evidence, and I'm just like, yeah, you are fucking missing a brain. But I don't know. I just think there's just too much evidence to be like, yeah, of course it's just going to happen. And even Xbox games, they sold really well on PlayStation. Why wouldn't they take that chance? And then PlayStation's going to be like, yo, I mean, fuck, Helldivers coming to Xbox now, right? Like what, next month, August, right? So it's happening, and it's happening quicker and quicker and quicker with every release now, right? So don't get worried, because if anything, it's gonna get the games that you want a sequel to quicker because they're gonna make more money. So maybe next God of War sells a bit better because it goes to Xbox and PC that little bit quicker.
And Nintendo, I'm gonna play God of War on my Switch too, Muzz.
God, no, I won't go that far. Look, Nintendo
I-
Switch is still too much money.
I think we'll probably end up seeing. I really think that we'll see Spider-Man hitting the Switch 2 before anything else. I really do, because given the fact, I think Spider-Man probably has a lot to do with this, given how much it cost. That and the fact it's kind of like the show, right?
Yep.
You know, for them to do all these deals, like I think that, you know, if you look at some of the product stuff that's going on, where they had like the Gamerverse, and that Avengers game that failed was set in the same universe. In fact, the Spider-Man DLC, it was the same character. I think that they desperately want to keep the rights to Spider-Man, and you're probably going to see, among anything, like the first Spider-Man game come to Xbox and Switch 2 before anything else.
That's fuck. Yeah. So PlayStation, this is your future.